Now coming to you from our digital desk, we've just gotten in some brand new surveillance video that is going to take your breath away. Everyone in our newsroom who has watched it, you can tell when they see it because it is just jarring to watch. We're going to say up front, it is tough to watch, but the only reason we're showing it is because the 19-year-old young man who was hit, while he was injured, it is believed that they are non-life-threatening injuries. This happened Wednesday at about 2:30. If you're from the Avon Lake area, you know Pickering Farms, a very popular place to get produce. And this young man is simply sorting what looks like cantaloupe at the front of that store when an 83-year-old woman pulling into the parking spot clearly loses control, hits the gas instead of the brake, and unfortunately that 19-year-old young man is in the way of this. One last warning, this is going to take your breath away, but again, the young man suffering non-life-threatening injuries. Take a look. You can see the car pulling into the spot. And just a violent reaction. That young man hitting his head on the sidewalk there, and we're going to put it in slow-mo here just so that you can see he is almost helped out by the fact that that crate is in the way. Although it is violent, it does help to push him into the front of that store without being run over further by that vehicle. Just really tough to watch, and our thoughts are with that young man. Clearly at least a minimum of a concussion in this situation. His name is not being released. The name of the 83-year-old driver also not being released. Charges withstanding at this point. Gonna show it to you again. We hate to make this this kind of an issue, but an 83-year-old woman in a car hitting the gas instead of the brake, and it is just really tough to watch, but it does show just how quickly this happens, what kind of an accident this was, and again, the young man suffering non-life-threatening injuries. He was taken to Metro Health Medical Center. Again, this happened at about 2:30 yesterday. This is on Detroit Road. It is the Pickering Hill Farms where this young man just simply doing his job and a driver just losing control. Again, very tough video to watch, but the young man, from what we understand, from what police are telling us, suffering non-life-threatening injuries. Just really tough to watch. We brought this to you because we just got this video in and wanted to report. People had heard, and there is some damage to the front of that Pickering Hills Farms storefront. So we'll see. We're going to put one of our reporters on it today to see the condition of that young man, if we can get that information, and the status of Pickering Hill Farms, as well as that 83-year-old driver from Avon Lake. Pickering Hills Farms is in Avon. The driver was from Avon Lake. If we get any other video, we're going to bring it to you. Any other breaking news stories, we'll bring it to you here on our digital platforms. Remember, at 9 o'clock, just 10 minutes away, the NTSB is going to be holding public hearings in East Palestine because of that toxic train derailment back in February. They are putting Washington square in the middle of East Palestine, holding those hearings from the high school there to be able to get even further information about that incident back in February. We're going to carry that live on our digital platforms. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News Now. Have a good afternoon.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow us on social media at Cleveland 19 News.